Hi, Sandy. How are you?
Good.
Hear me?
Yeah.
You get started, okay? Let's get started. Okay. So far, are you confident about this practice?
Yeah.
Okay. Then continue, okay? I wish you can complete it before the AP exam, okay?
Okay.
Get doing it. It takes a while. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. So what do they want to have? You want to collect every second character or every third character, depending on which character you have. So let's assume that you have a string. Let's assume that you have a string. You want to collect. Let's assume that the number is 2 right here. Then you get this one, get this one, get this one. So why do you need to have an if? You don't need to have the if. What should you do? What should you do?
Like a for loop?
You need to collect every one of these into a new string, right?
Yeah.
And using for loop, jump by 2 for loop, jump by n for loop. I mean, it's n, jump by 2 or jump by 3, whatever. Okay?
Okay.
Equals what?
Mhm.
Equals what?
Like each of these.
No. Before the for loop, you want to make it an empty string. How do you make it an empty string? Yeah. Now this one I would like you to have such a habit. Okay, one moment. This one that before you do the for loop, you create a new string, and this new string you are going to use it to collect the result. So at the end, I'm sorry, I have a cap. At the end, you will return this new string, right? I typed something wrong. Something wrong. Type in the wrong thing. Wait, I have a cap here. Okay, and then go and then you go back to work on the for loop. Now you work on the for loop. Now you go back to the for loop.
It's like highlighting.
I don't know. I don't know why it's highlighting. You just type something, see what happened.
I think it's gonna delete.
I don't know. How comes you still have a capital key? I don't have a capital key.
I don't have it on online.
Check your keyboard. Something's wrong. I don't have it on my side.
I don't have it either.
Let's refresh it. Okay. Now you work on it. See what happened. First, you need to log in anyway. You need to log in. If you don't log in, the result will not be saved. You have to log in first. Yeah, now work on it. Check your cap lock. And also, if you want to create a variable name for the new string, you may want to just use a S as a shorter. You don't need to type so many later. You know what I'm saying? Just use a S equals double quote, double quote.
It's not letting me type. Like,
Your keyboard must have some problem. I'm not touching my keyboard right now, so your keyboard must have some problem. It keep highlighting, so you may end up with shifting or something key being locked. Because I'm not typing anything right now. I'm not touching my keyboard right now. So your keyboard must be locked for some reason.
hang on, let me just.
You check, okay? You check if it's still not working, you can log off and then log in again. Is that okay? You restart your computer and log in again. I can wait, don't worry.
I think it's hard now.
Go, go. Okay, one moment, okay? This one you actually every other n, so this plus plus is not necessary. E plus equals n. Okay? And then you don't need to check the E. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Either way work, okay? But we are just talking about which one is more efficient, okay?
I think that's the last one.
Last one down, you go click on Java. Then you click on string number one. String number one, array number one, large number one, any of the number one. We want you to work on a label one. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So label one is a basic Java. Label two is about the AP level. Okay, label three is over AP. So before you go for AP exam, you need to finish all of the level two at least. Okay.
Mhm.
So you
Mm.
finish your warm up one, then you go for string one, logic one, array one. Then you go for warm up two, and then go for array two, string two, logic two. Okay. And then after that, you can do anything, whatever you want. Those are beyond AP level already. Okay.
Okay.
But I wish you to finish the whole thing because you would learn more if you are okay to finish the whole coding path before AP exam. That will be great. Keep doing it, okay? Every week you need to spend 2, 3 hours to work on this at least.
Mm.
That will help you. Go. Okay, next one. Okay, next one. This one is easy. Your closing tag do not have a slash. Okay, next one. Do you know what it is? Shani, do you know what it is? The previous problem?
HTML.
Yeah, it's HTML code. Okay. Okay, continue. Okay. This one actually, let's talk about it. This one, number one, the substring, if it is one number means from n minus 2 to the end of the string. So n is not needed, just one number. Two number means the starting string starting later to the ending later, and then the ending later not included. But if you only have one number means from the number to the end of the string. So it's actually up to n already. So you don't need to have the n. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And this one, another way to think about it is like, since you will use it for many times, 3 times. Let me see. Since you are going to use it for 3 times, so you actually using the integer n is not the most efficient way to do it. You will really use st string s equals str the substring. Okay, and then str the length minus 2. And then return s plus s plus s. This is more efficient to do it this way. Something's wrong. What did I did wrong? Substring. Substring. Okay. Next one. Avoid calling the same functions for several times. That will slow down your code. One moment. This one you can use a conditional statement. Is that okay?
Yeah.
This is called conditional statement. So conditional statement is you have Boolean value true, you return the one after the question mark. Otherwise, you return the one after the colon. Okay, so this is true, you return this part. False, you return this part.
Oh, okay.
Okay, next one. Conditional statement is not AP covered. It's not in the AP exam, but it is a very useful code when you use in college. Next one. Okay, next one. Parenthesis. String the length has parenthesis.
Mm.
It is a function, so -1 or -2. -2 included, -1 is not included.
Mm.
Remember the second number is not included. So you want to cut off the first one and last one. First one is 0, last one is n-1. So this one not included. So you do substring 1 and n-1. Because this one not included. So this is n-1, not n-2 is included.
Okay.
Okay, next one. Okay, next one. That's okay. Go. Next one. Okay, next one. Okay, next one. So far these are easy, so you just go ahead and continue, okay? You need to convert it to strings, so double quote, plus, double quote plus. Yeah. Okay, one moment. This one actually you can also do the using the conditional statement. So an easier way to do it is you just use a conditional statement. Okay. Is that okay? This conditional statement is shorter. Next one. String out of length, so you did not check the length. So if the str length less than 2, you return str. You missing parentheses. So it's greater, let's see, what's the first letter and last letter? 3. Greater than 1, I'm sorry. Go. No, let's check. Return the version that without both the first and last letter, the string may be of any length, including 0. No, so you actually, let me see, no. No, this one actually, if you actually is greater than 1, you do this, okay? And otherwise, you return this one. It's this part that causes error. This one should be empty string. Your keyboard reaction is slow. Okay, next one. This one, since you are going to use the middle number for many times, so I'll just suggest you to do this. You do, you would like to use, let's see. No, let's do it this way. One moment, okay, let me type it. So this one, you would like to have a integer n equals str that the length divided by 2. So let's look at this one. So you have the str the length divided by 2. So let's assume that you have 5. Okay, 5. So here is 5. So you 5 divided by 2, it actually is actually this one, right? But it's an even number. So even number, let's try 6. So 6. So 6 is here. So n divided by 2 is actually 3. 3 is over here. So this one is m. So this one is m minus 1. So after that, you actually do this one. You actually work on this one. You actually just need to use the str, the substring of the. Oh, I'm sorry. I typed too fast. It should be m minus 1 and m plus 2. M plus 1. Okay. Let me do it
Okay.
one more time. You have the total number is n. So you say it's half. So remember that n divided by 2 is this one. It actually is the middle on the right because it's even number. So it actually, you divide by 2, that would be half would be here. But actually this m would be middle on the right. So this is m. This one is m minus 1. So your 2 later is m minus 1 up to m plus 1 is actually here, and m plus 1 is here, but m plus 1 is not included. Okay?
Okay.
So calculate, draw a diagram of these before you work on it. Otherwise, you need to call it str the length many times. That's not the way that we want you to do. Okay? Next one. integer n equals st at the length. int, you forget int. And then st at the length n minus 2, that's the last two letters, that equals ly return true. Parentheses. You equals, after the equals, you missing the parentheses. After the equals, you missing the parentheses. Then here, if you only have one letter, you are in trouble. So if n less than 2, you need to return false before you do substring. So if n less than 2, you will return false. Okay, next one. Be careful about the corner cases. Wait, that's the last n later. Your first n later and last n later are both wrong. First n later is 0 to n, not n plus 1. Why do you need that n plus 1? It's 0 to n. Last n later is, this one is, oh, I'm sorry. Last n later is str balance minus n. You have to pay attention to the index calculation. Both of these are wrong when you first did it. Okay? Okay? First n later is 0 to n because it's 0, 1, 2, 3, up to n minus 1. N minus 1 included. This is 0 to n minus 1. That's all totally n later. N not included. So here is n not included. This one you actually is the last n later. Last n later is the total length minus n. That is the number that is the last, the index started is str the length minus n to the end of the string. Okay, that actually should be n later. Okay, be careful. These first n later and last n later is very commonly used. You have to remember the formula. Okay, next one. This one you have to be careful. This one you have to be careful. Your possible problem is let me see. I don't have the annotator. Annotator. Okay, here. You have a string, right? So if your index is this last one or bigger, then what happened? Then you do not have the two later. So you would use the first two later. Okay. Or if your index is less than zero, say -1, then you will use the first two later. So you need to consider this case and these cases.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's this. Okay.
Okay.
You need to check your index first. Check your index first. Not the string length. String length already greater than 2. So index less than 0 or index greater or equal to str length -1. Greater or equal to str length -1. You return the first two later. Str substring 02. Semicolon. Go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Next one. Okay, middle three. Middle three, you need to calculate the middle number and then calculate the index. And remember, this one is an odd number string. Integer. Remember integer, you do not declare int. Okay, next one. This one you have to think about it, okay? What does it mean by return true if bad appear starting? So it actually want you to check if what if you have a BAD or you had BAD like this. How do we check these two cases? Using only one statement. This one will have some trouble. Anyway, you go. You will have some trouble. You do not check the length of the string, but you actually have one that's actually need to longer than 3, the other one need to longer than 4. So it actually won't work if you use this if. So you need to do right here, if str the length greater than 3, greater equal to 3, you can do this, then you return true. And then another if is greater equal to 4, and then you do this, and then you return true. Okay?
Okay.
Greater equal 3, greater equal is also okay. And then up to here, you need to return true already. Here, you need to return true already. And then this is another if, second if. Let's change line, return true, change line if. That's a separate if parentheses. Str the length greater equals 4 and 4 greater equals 4. No, that's not or, that's end. Greater equals 4 and go. Line 2, what's wrong? Okay, one moment, okay, but this is not a good way to write it. So using this equals function is not a good solution. You say return str that index of bad. So you calculate where bad is, and then you divide it by 2 equals 0. Who is divided by 2 equals 0? You have 0 and 1. This 2 divided by 2 equals 0. 2 and 3, you divide by 2 equals 1. So this 2 equals 0 means it's either 0 or 1. So that should work. Oh, I'm sorry. Return str the index of EAD divided by 2 equals 0. So this one CODE is false, but I return true. Oh, okay. Let me see. Here you need to have one more condition. str that. No, let's do this. I'm sorry. I missed one condition, okay? But it's okay. But let me do it. Integer n equals str that index of EAD, okay? And then actually you were n greater equal 0. So you cannot have something that actually is, you have to greater than 0. And also it means that you have the bed. If you don't have bed, it's wrong. And also it divided by 2 is equal 0. Then that's okay. Okay, this is the better solution. Any question? Is okay?
Yeah.
So this one calculate where the bed is. N tell you where the bed is. So bed greater equal 0 means there is a bed. But if n less than 0, then there's no bed. So you have to make sure it's actually there's a bed. And then also bed, there's a bed and it divide by 2 equals 0 means it's either 0 or 1 for the whole thing here. For the n here is 0 or 1. So 2 or 3, it will be divided by 2 will be 1. 4 or 5 divided by 2, it will be equals 2. So we use that to check the first two. Okay, next one. You did not check if it's both empty. This one, you have to think about it. Actually, you would do 0 later, 1 later, and 2 later, 2 and more later. Okay, so you don't work starting from 2. That's actually is wrong. Let's redo it. This one you don't start from 1. You actually this one you starting from 0. So let's do this. Let's do integer n equal str the length. Okay, and then you do if n equals 0, you return okay. Then you do one, starting from shorter one, not starting from longer one. Starting from shorter one, not starting from longer one. Starting from longer one, you have longer and you did not deal with the shorter one. So you actually want to deal with the shorter one first. Okay?
Okay. Hmm.
Don't start from the longer one. One more problem. We are A59 already, so one more problem. Okay? I think you're almost tired, but let us do the last one. Okay? Finish strong. But A string may be length is equal 0, B string may be length equal 0. So what can you do if you don't have any data?
Mm. No, but B also may be equal 0. So this doesn't work. A may be 0, B may be 0. Okay, stop. So if you do this, you will end up this. You will end up with the A equal 0 and the B equal 0. Then you return this. Then you do A equal 0, but not B equal 0. You return this plus B first later. And then you B equal 0, but A not equal 0. You return A first later and this. And then otherwise you return A first later plus B first later. But this is a little bit too complicated if you do this way. Okay. So a better way to do this one, I would actually show you, but you have to redo it by yourself. Let's do this. Let's declare string. Let's declare A0. There's a new string called A0. So A0 will be equal to str.length. I'm sorry. A.length equals 0. Then you return a string of assign. Okay. Otherwise, you return str.substring of 0 and 1. That's the A0, A's first later. So then you have a string. You also would have string B0 So B0 will check B balance equals 0. Then you would actually return the S sign as well. Otherwise, it will be, oh, I'm sorry, this one is B, actually, B's last letter. So it should be str the substring str the length minus 1. So the first one of the A and the last one of the B. So this one is actually, let's call Bn, don't call B0. It's not a A0. B0 is a Bn. And then you will return A0 plus Bn. That's it. You don't need to have that many if. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not str, it's actually A and B. This is A, and this one should be B. There's no such a thing as str. So where is another str? Oh, okay, this was beta length. Okay, let's go. Is that okay so far? Otherwise,
Yeah.
you have to do, the logic is too complicated. You have to do A equals 0 and B equals 0. That's one case. Then A equals 0 and B not equal 0, and then one case B equals 0 and A not equal 0, one case, and then both not equal 0, another case. So totally you end up with 4 cases. But this one you just need to set your first letter for A and last letter for B. That's it. You use a conditional statement to replace them. Okay, anyway, that's it for today, and yeah, happy holidays. Okay, good night. Bye bye.
Bye.